Just take a moment to look at the parts that come included with an inset ramp. You've got the 4 sides of the tile, which I'm going to assume you've completed magnet insertion. Please check out the other videos on how to go about that. This video can be used for any inset ramp, but for the example purposes, I'm going from the 93mm tile height down to the 33. So 3 of those sides will be the full 93mm height, and the 4th side being the profile cut to accept the ramp that goes from the 93 down to the 33. A core structure frame for the tile. It's going to hold the side walls of the ramp and also reach out to the sides of the tile just to give it some extra support for anything that we place on top of the tile during gameplay. The walls of the ramp are going to accept the ramp itself as it slopes down from that 93 down to the 33 with some little support legs. We'll show you how they come into play soon enough. And the top surface. That outside piece is for the top surface of the 93mm, and we've also got the semi-cut piece, which is the ramp. So with any semi-cut piece, like in any other videos, you just need to separate them away. We keep them semi-cut, so during shipping, the item keeps its structure, gives it some rigidity. Where those pieces were separated, get yourself an emery board or some 120 grit sandpaper, and just run over those edges that made contact and were separated. Just like cleaning burrs, flash or mold lines from a model. Wherever they made contact, just a quick rub over the top and you're done. So that's it. The top surfaces of the ramp, side walls, structure and sides of the tile. Let's move on to assembly. Start by taking the ramp itself that's been labelled underside and bottom of ramp, and the 2 side walls that will come together to form that ramp structure. The 2 little support legs at the opposite end from bottom of ramp. They're going to support the back of the ramp. Start by taking your glue and running along one edge. I'm going to work this upside down, so my underside is looking up at me. Run glue along your edges. A little on the tabs. Bring those leg supports in an upward direction, and I'm also still looking at the underside. Insert the 2 tabs into the 2 slots there in the sidewall. Just going to stand that up on its side so I can glue the other side of the ramp in the same fashion. And I'm going to bring the other ramp sidewall, both of the legs, support legs, pointing in the same direction, and bring my 2 tabs and slots together there as well. Okay, still working upside down, so I've got underside still looking up at me and the bottom of the ramp. Take the core structure frame. Immediately you'll notice tab A and tab B have been labelled on those outside wings. We're going to use them a little bit later, but I need to put them face down, so flip that over. The 2 support legs are going to slide into the slots at the back up near that wing part, and 2 small tabs down the front. So I can start by putting glue down both long edges. A little on the tabs and a little around the bottom of that leg structure, both sides. The legs themselves are acting as a tab and slot, but the legs, the tabs have been extended, so they're going to reach down to your gaming table, the gaming surface, and provide some support there. Okay, so we've got that glued up. Again, tab A and tab B are face down at the table while I'm working with the underside looking up. I'll turn this on a little bit of an angle so you can see what's going on there. The 2 leg supports are going in the back 2 slots, so I can insert them, slide the whole core structure down, come in contact with the walls, and the two small tabs at the front can get pushed into the slots, and you'll notice the ramp, the bottom of the ramp coming in contact with what is the base of the tile, that surface of the tile. You'll see what I mean when we flip that over. So all pushed down, ready to go. Just flip that over, grab some of my towel, and now start wiping away some of that excess from the very beginning, keeping it all nice and clean. Now I'm going to start working on the sides of the tile, which I've assumed you've already done the magnet insertion for, all ready to go. I'm going to start with that front profile, the front profile being the bottom of the ramp, with the one piece that's been cut to take that profile. Start by gluing that internal edge all the way around. And a little on the back of the tabs where it's going to make contact. Again, do a dry run if you're not too sure of what's going to make contact. So bring that into contact there, the two tabs and slots at the bottom first. Work your internal corners so you're not fighting against yourself, and then work your way up to the tabs in the side wall of the ramp, and you'll find it all clicking into position. Wipe away those excesses. Now I'm going to start using the tape and do a bit of binding. Start with the middle of that floor of the ramp, squeezing up around the sides of the tile, also right out on the edges, right into that corner. Same on the other side. I'm also going to do the side walls of the ramp, putting a squeeze on those while I bind them into position. One more on the other side. Again, just wipe away any excess glue that you've squeezed out along that profile. Rebinding things a bit tighter if you find you've left a gap. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the sides of the tile. Now we're going to be looking at tab A and tab B. I'm going to start with tab A and grab the side of the tile that has got slot A. Standing that up on its edge. I'm going to be able to bring that into contact, and tab A going into slot A. This is just going to provide some more support. I will actually put some more tape where we've put that structure on the side walls, just to make sure we're pulling that ramp down nice and tight. Both front and back. Do that on both sides. Just putting the squeeze on it, that core structure up against the side walls of the ramp. Nobody's going to see it. If I squeeze out glue, that's good. It can just stay there. Okay, getting back to our side wall. I'm going to glue all my internal faces that are coming in contact. It's the tabs and slots. And I'm also going to put a bit on tab A all the way around. Start by bringing the two tabs on that front corner, bring your corner together, lower it down on the back, and insert tab A into slot A. Wipe away any excess on both the corner and the slot. Couple of pieces of tape just to bind that corner. Gently put the squeeze on it. Because it's such a high tile, I'll use two, top and bottom. And I'll also put a piece of tape just over the slot, excuse me, just while we're working with it, it's going to hold it in place. Just squeeze that down nice and tight. Flip over and repeat for the other side. So this is tab B. You notice that's been labelled on there. And slot B. Again, gluing all the faces, glue on the faces that are going to come in contact. Right out on the corner, and also a bit on tab B. Bring the corner together first. Lower it down. Tab B into slot B. Remove your excess. Some more tape. Again, two on this tile because it's so tall. And again, one more to cover up slot B. Rub it down just to hold it in place while it dries. Then we can move to the back of the ramp, which is just a normal tile assembly. Just as with a standard tile. Get glue in all the right places that are making contact. And bring those two corners into contact. Just got a little bit of binding on those corners to do. I'm pushing in and down at the same time. Not too much, you don't want to distort the tile while you're binding it in place. Just enough of a gentle squeeze that you can see the glue coming out. That's pretty much the tile itself done. All we've got to do is put the top on it.